We now take a look at the top story of this hour. Pakistan's Defence Minister Khwaja Hasif has described the country's governance as a hybrid model in which military and civilian leaders share power. An open secret in political circles, of course, but a rare public admission by a serving official that has taken on added significance amid the Army Chief's solo visit to the United States and an unprecedented meeting with US President Donald Trump. Officials have presented Field Marshal Asim Munir's trip as an effort to bolster security ties with Washington, particularly in light of last month's military standoff with India, as well as escalating hostilities in the Middle East. But the Army Chief's meeting with Trump, without Pakistan's Prime Minister or Foreign Minister present, has also drawn renewed attention to how much Islamabad relies on its army to handle high-stakes foreign relations, economic ties and sensitive regional issues. He further said that the current de facto hybrid arrangement had brought the army and elected leaders together on joint forums such as the Special Investment Facilitation Council, a civil military body tasked with setting and managing economic priorities jointly and overseeing big ticket investments and trade reforms. I have Mehran Marri, Baloch Representative to the UN and the European Union, joining me live for more on this story. Sir, firstly, I would like to thank you for taking out the time to be with us here on NewsX. The first question that I would like to ask you, of course, is a big admission there by Pakistan, which does not come as a surprise to many, of course, but taking into account Pakistan Army Chief General Asim Munir's recent meeting with President Donald Trump, without being accompanied by any civilian official or a high-ranking official, has Pakistan now abandoned all pretense of being a democratic country?
Absolutely. I mean, what do you expect Defense Minister Khwaja Asif to say other than that there's a hybrid model? He was abandoned, embarrassed, and ashamed in front of the whole international community. We know the truth because we are part of that region. Okay, what's the truth of the region? Pakistan Army is the state, and the politicians are their selected people and the servants of the state, i.e. servants of the army. But first time Donald Trump meeting with the army chief or Mullah Munir explicitly made it visible to the world that he is the man in charge and he is the one and only. So therefore, Khwaja Asif holding his head in his hands, what else could he say? He had to say that this was an arrangement. Absolutely not. The army chief runs the country. They always say a country has an army, and this is the only army that has a country. And that was made very obvious by this gesture of having that lunch with Mullah Munir.
So speaking of Asim Munir's visit to the United States, we've seen, of course, Pakistan's bootlicking of the US president, nominating him for a Nobel Peace Prize. What do you make of Pakistan's attempt to rally US support, and with the President Trump himself hosting Asim Munir at the White House? What is your view of the US's stance on this issue?
One thing, we always have to look retrospectively. What is Pakistan? Pakistan is a creation of the colonial powers, i.e. the Americans and the British, to carve it out of India, to break India and create a favorable puppet in the region. So Pakistan is not a country, it's an acronym created by the imperial powers for their duties, to perform their duties, to do their dirty work. So Pakistan is not really a country, or their leaders are not really independent people who make decisions. So this was just a gimmick, a gesture to show the world that, oh yes, the head of army came and we gave him lunch. They're throwing them the bones. They live on the bones of the West, and now China as well. So I think it was very insignificant, and there's nothing much to read into this. Obviously, the meeting was, he was told what to do when they're going to attack Iran. And most probably, they were told that, you know, what the sentiments of Israel is towards Pakistan, because Israel wants to attack it. But I'm sure Israel is being briefed, and Israel knows Pakistan doesn't need to be attacked. Pakistan is their own child. Pakistan has no nuclear weapons. Probably the triggers are all in Washington. So Pakistan is no threat to anybody, except the Baloch.
Well, so with the this open admission now by Pakistan of having this hybrid model, does this throw some light on the country's military excursions? Especially, what does it say about the recent excursions in Balochistan or even the military standoff with India following Operation Sindoor?
From day one, we've always told the world, and because we know we are under its occupation, the military runs the show in Pakistan. And every decision is made by the military. And it's so, you couldn't say hilarious, it's so shameful when you see this cartoon characters of the parliament, Bilawal Bhutto Zardari, Asif, Khwaja Asif, the so-called defense minister, foreign minister. They are just gimmicks, they're cartoon characters. They have no power. They just dress up in suits and go sit in big corridors and give speeches. Mullah Munir runs the show, or Musharraf ran the show. The army chiefs always run the show, and the intelligence heads run the show underneath them, on the second layer. So, yes, it did make it a bit visible, but then again, everybody in the circles of politics knows what Pakistan is and what Pakistan stands for. So it's no surprise to anybody.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.